Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lyds, and we are finally back for some more Thronebreaker, and I know it has been a really long time since we last played, and that has, well, been for, I would say, good reason, because unfortunately I had significantly lost my voice. I mean, like, basically completely destroyed my voice for what was at least a month, a little while back, and Thronebreaker has been the game that I've always recorded in my downtime, in between streams and recording Gwent videos and all that other stuff and what have you, and that has generally meant that when I've lost my voice to overstraining my voice, it has in large part been because Thronebreaker is that one thing that I add on top and is usually the straw that breaks the camel's back. So that is why I was particularly careful before coming back to Thronebreaker, because didn't want to risk blowing my voice out once again. But we're back, at least for now. I will try to keep this one short so as to not, risk that we go back and repeat history a little bit here. But I'm happy to be back. We are in Ongren, and it has been a while. So let's see. I don't think we have anything in particular at our tent, although we do that little icon there. I don't remember why that is, but suppose take a quick look at our map here. We are still relatively early days in the area. I think these were just bridges that we could build that we didn't really need, and this was something where we could exchange resources, and we didn't really feel like we needed that at the time, if I remember correctly. But other than that, I don't really know. So we are going to, well, explore a little bit further, and I suppose we've not yet spoken to this individual. So why don't we do just that?
Monsters. Belongs to them, it does. Human folk are naught but guests here.
Okay.
Beware, me lady. Watch out for leeches especially. They'll slip in your knickers, give 'em half a chance.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And unpleasant.
No matter what they think, Nilfgaardians won't last long here. Come a time, they'll leave gladly. Just like all the others.
Ew. Even the locals are not the biggest fan of this area. Well, it looks like, okay, that bridge appears very broken, so I imagine we might need to go through this area here.
Leave a good heart, my lady. If you'll not have victuals, please, take this. Elf engraving or some such. Means naught to us, but might could help ye.
Ooh, a map for a treasure chest. Okay. Now that looks like it's in the middle of some kind of ruins. There's a tree. So we can try to guess as to where that might be. I mean, maybe over there, but we've already been to that spot. I mean, I guess every once in a while, the treasure chests, I think, have set us backwards. Otherwise, there's some stuff there. Oh, probably here. I mean, this looks like it's much more significant, the amount of build-out they have there. Something like that. Not urgent. Not urgent that we find that, but that is certainly worth noting, and I imagine we can probably nav this as well. Oh, I did not realize we were going to be able to go in here. Okay, so we have, this looks like priests or something like that over there, and they have some kind of point of interest over there. Otherwise, as I was just saying, that bridge appears broken. That might have been, yeah, I think that is actually the way, because this looks like a dead end. I feel like this is probably could be that whole leech situation that that woman just alluded to. So maybe we check that out. Is that... Okay, I honestly could not tell if that was like a troll, the way he was leaning on that log like that. I don't remember if we were saving up for anything in particular, but we have a somewhat significant amount of resources here. Let's see what these people want. Ooh. Okay, we can get a little bit more stuff at that. Maybe learn a little more by checking this out. Let's see. Okay, we learn of battle on the other side of the bridge, battle way over in this corner, and then something over there by this camp. Okay. Either way, it looks like we're going to have to go through this area here, and there's, again, those people over there with the question mark. Let's see what this person would like us to do, though. Let's see. Your Majesty, a merchant named Venslav of Maribor has requested that you, to hear his, okay, not worded the way I would expect it to be, but alas, his horses died of some unknown affliction, leaving his wagons of goods stuck in a swamp. He's prepared to sell his entire stock at a reduced price. He wishes to cut his losses and get out of Ongren as soon as possible. What is your response? We can either pay for 750 wood for just a price of 250 gold, which I'm pretty sure is a very good, potentially, rate at that. Have another idea. We shall assign a few recruits to help him reach the border in return for a donation to the war effort. Spend recruits, get gold. Certainly, I think the return there is not nearly as good as we're looking at here. Although, you could make the case that if we're never going to create any units, which, yes, I remember that much, we've not crafted a single card thus far, that means that we might not need units at all, and so this is free from that standpoint, if you will. I assume we can come back here on a later occasion if we would like, so I am kind of tempted to just walk away for the time being and come back here if we do find ourselves in need of wood or gold. I mean, this one feels like it's not just from a standpoint of getting the resources. This feels like it's more like you are very clearly not getting as good of a deal, but you do it because it's sort of the quote-unquote right thing to do, and maybe there's some long-term benefit to doing that. Some way will pay us forward, but not entirely sure. Why don't we... Yeah, okay, good. We can still come back to this guy on a later occasion, so I don't think we need to decide right now. But I am nervous about this area. It looks pretty creepy. We know there's a puzzle in that far corner, at the very least. At the very least. But this gives me the feeling of some enemy encounter that's just gonna pop up on us right next to us, so we're gonna have little to no forewarning, kind of like what happened occasionally in Molderwood. Like, this area to me looks like there's gonna be something right there. Is that loot? I also can't see all that easily what, if anything, is lootable. This looks so much like a trap. Apparently it is not a trap. There's definitely a trap in here somewhere. That's bubbling. This is a secret little alcove, maybe? I mean, it barely shows up on the map. Can we even go past this thing? No, we can't. Okay. Never mind. It's a dead end. Just a dead end, but does still raise some suspicion here. Certainly some resources, yes. But that guy is a dead guy. Let's see. Alright, what can we learn from this? Maximilian Keller, docent, Oxenford Academy, Terrain Vigmont. I don't think we recognize any of those names. In accordance with your request, I made inquiries into the accuracy of rumors surrounding this so-called Golden Grotto. Okay. Sounds like the kind of place we'd like to go, but perhaps is a reference to something like El Dorado. I mean, it sounds very similar. The results of my research confirm that such a place, in fact, does exist, and it lies to the north of the Elven Ruins, which are known simply by the locals as the Arches. It seems the Anshe truly did hide a portion of their riches before abandoning the swamp. However, I urge extreme caution. The elder races rarely leave their property unguarded. So either there's some kind of curse, or it actually is guarded and people just don't realize it. You know, some kind of sneaky specter or something like that. So, okay. I was kind of expecting to see, like, a treasure map, kind of like the one we just got. It's just that, you know, we have that little warning. And that, again, looks like the most obvious place where there are a bunch of ruins. But that is also, I mean, maybe it is a reference to the very place that we just got that treasure map for. I see, there's definitely loot here. Okay. That must be the puzzle. Okay. Just want to check, see if there's other things we can loot in the meantime. Admittedly, I have let my guard down a little bit. I still am suspicious to a certain extent of something else bad popping up here. Or at least surprising. But maybe it's just a maze of sorts in the swamp. Apparently so. Okay, I think we've gotten everything here, unless something popped up and we didn't see it. But no, looks like it's just that puzzle. So why don't we check that out? I think that is a good thing as well. In general, we are still relatively new to this area, and our deck is not the strongest right now, so things like puzzles, I think, are good opportunities for us to potentially get more cards, or at least more consumables of some variety, so that when we do have encounters where we actually have to use our starting deck, we have a better chance, because most puzzles do not require that we use our starting deck. So let's see what this is about. Alright, Swamp Song. Not Swan Song, hopefully not. At least not for me. Meve pricked up her ears. Through the hum of mosquitoes and croaking frogs, she heard something unexpected. A singing woman. Puzzled, the queen followed the voice. She soon stood before the entrance to a cave, footprints visible in the mud. They appeared human. If you don't count the 3-inch claws. Yeah, whatever that was that we were standing next to there very much did not look like a human. Move Meve to the opponent's ranged row. Puzzles, special rules, shortened battle, custom deck, extra cards. Okay, this one certainly sounds interesting. Let's check it out. See if we can figure this one out. We've had some encounters in the past, puzzles, I think. Kind of like the one in Mahakam in particular is what I'm thinking of, where we had to move around a certain area and avoid the guards. I wonder if it's going to be something like this. Oh, there are a bunch of these guys. Okay, let's see. So, move Meve to the opponent's range row. Here is Meve. Every turn on turn end, if there is no torrential rain on the row in front of this unit, move to that row and spawn a Lyrian Arbalest in your hand. Okay. So that's a way for us to gain additional cards. But of course, we don't care about additional cards from the standpoint of outscoring our opponent. We just care about that extending the number of turns we can take. So that, I think, is the primary thing we need to think about. Turn end, if there's no torrential rain. Oh. Wait, what? Hold on. We should take a look at these guys, because at the moment I see torrential rain in every row. So I'm guessing these water hacks are somehow going to get rid of it. Deathwish, remove torrential rain from this row and add a Stray Slinger card to Meve's hand. Okay. Are they all the same? So right now, I'm not seeing how we're ever going to trigger this Death Wish. Oh. That's how. Conveniently, that is not a normal Lyrian Arbalest. That is one that is far stronger indeed. Oh, it's not even a unit. Okay. So, let's see. If we remove... a Water Hag, it removes the rain from that row. Turn end, if there's no torrential rain on the row in front of this unit, move to that row and spawn a Lyrian Arbalest in your hand. Spawn torrential rain on all rows at the very beginning of the match. Okay, I mean, I see the... Wait, if... What is this? If there is... Wait. If there's no torrential rain, move. And spawn a Lyrian Arbalest in it. Where was that? The Stray Slinger. Yeah. Hold on, what is this? We don't know what the Stray Slinger does. It's probably a different version. Because what I anticipate happening, we use Lyrian Arbalest, destroy a Water Hag here. That makes it so that there's no rain in this row. We play Meve here. Meve moves in. We get a Lyrian Arbalest. We can remove a Water Hag in here, but this row already has the rain removed in it, so killing a Water Hag here does nothing. So I think what we need to do first is destroy this and get a Stray Slinger that'll allow us to move a Water Hag to one of those rows, which is something we are going to need. So yes, we need a Stray Slinger.
Arbalest at your command.
Choose and play one of... Okay, so that's not what I expected. Would have been helpful. Would have been helpful to have seen the effects of the cards before we actually get them in our hand. But, okay. I mean, that's... I think now it's pretty clear that that cannot be the first turn play. Otherwise, we have nothing to do here that's going to work, because we just play Meve, and Meve does not have anywhere where she can go. So, okay. I think... Unless something dramatically changes here, which is not going to be the case. Alright, we know that doesn't work. We know that doesn't work. So, hold on. First, at the very least, we need... Move to that row, spawn Lyrian Arbalest. Okay, so it's going to have to be... Destroy one of these. Don't know if there's any significance at all to the ones that have 27 versus 28 power. It's just from the random torrential rain damage. Okay. So destroy one of those. That should remove the rain here. That gives us... That does give us a slinger. Okay. So then, end turn here. Why did I think these said... Give another Lyria and Rivia. This is... Only Meve gives Rivia. Okay. I thought that the abilities of the Water Hags on their side and the ability of the Water Hags on our side were different. So we play Meve... Wait, what? Excuse me? Why can't I play Meve? Meve here? Or Meve there? Why can't I play Meve in the melee row? Is there a reason why I can't play Meve in the melee row? I was thinking we play Meve in the melee row, and then she then goes here, moves in there. We get an Arbalest, we destroy... What the heck? Okay. The amount of information they are not giving us is humongous. There are a bunch of rules that they're not telling us. And they're not telling us the abilities of the cards either. So that does not make things easy here, exactly. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this just isn't gonna work. Oh, I mean, could you... Oh, hold on. Hold on. No. So if Meve is in a row that has rain in it, she goes back into our hand at the end of her turn? Also, not something that is written on Meve's card. Add that to the list of 3 or 4 crucially important things that are not included. What that makes me think is because, I mean, at least before we removed the weather effect here, that would mean we could just play Meve non-stop in a row that has rain. She'll keep on coming back into our hand, and eventually we can just stall enough that the rain will destroy one of these Water Hags that'll remove the rain in this row without us actually having to play the Arbalest. I mean, that seems ridiculous, but that might actually be the way that you have to do it. So now I at least want to try that? That is so weird. I mean, just telling us what the cards do and what all the rules are about when and where we are and are not allowed to play cards would be a humongous difference maker. But it is kind of ridiculous how little information we have. So if we just go Meve here, she comes back. So this row effects lasts forever in Thronebreaker. So we can just keep on doing this and just wait for the Water Hags to die. So if we do this, that's going to eventually mean no rain here. Meve moves here. Do we get more? Yeah, okay. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to... what the end game there is. It is going to mean we have fewer rows that actually have rain in them, and we will have a free slinger or 4 to spare. It's like, this just seems ridiculous, but it might actually be the right play, which is insane. So we'll see.
Lyria and Rivia, for the north!
So this one is going to get hit every turn with 1 damage because it's the only unit in this row. Whereas these ones, there's 3 of them in 1 row. And the Torrential Rain only hits 2 units per turn. So that means, on average, these are going to get lowered less than this one is. Which may be a factor. We might need to have them... Might need to have them die on different turns, this one and these ones. So that might be the reasoning for that.
Then war you shall have. For Lyria and Rivia.
But we still need to do this, at least until this Water Hag dies. So that's, 13 more turns.
Onward to victory.
So, I mean, I suppose it does take a little while to test. But we'll see. Well, you see what I mean? It doesn't say anywhere on Meve's card that she does that.
It's war you want, then war you shall have.
So, if this is the correct solution, then
Lyria and Rivia, for the north.
that just feels absurd. It's like, oh yeah, this is the correct answer. Also, we didn't tell you that it was possible to do this whole correct answer
Tomorrow
thing.
shall bring a better day.
So the only way you can do this is by trial and error, and
Onward to
at
victory!
least seeing that this is a possibility in the first place.
We will never bow to the invader.
This one is never getting hit, is it? What? Or just, this one is always getting hit, and this one usually gets hit. This one has, I guess, occasionally got hit. That's just weird that that happens to be keeping pace with this water hag.
It's war you want, then
Yeah,
war
every
you shall
turn.
have.
That might not be a coincidence then. This,
Lyria and
I'm
Rivia,
suspecting, is actually the designed way that you are supposed to win this, which is ridiculous.
Tomorrow shall bring a better day.
Okay, we're gonna have to change up our strategy soon here.
To victory! We will never bow to the invader.
Okay, so this turn we play Meve, you're gonna die. We're gonna have to actually put some thought into
War
this.
you want, then war
Okay,
you shall have.
so that dies. That means no more rain. Okay, both of these rows are now empty. So, all right, where do we take it from here? So, choose and play one of two cards. Have we even tried using these stray slingers before? Or the swift slingers before? Might have been worth seeing how exactly these work before we went through the trouble of doing the crazy Meve stuff. Because does this, I had assumed at first glance that this meant play one of two cards in your hand. But does this give us two cards that are not even here in our hand? That we just don't know what they are yet? And we just have a choice to play one of them? Because what we really need is to move some water hags to other rows. Because if let's think about Meve. So every turn in, if there's no torrential rain on the row in front of this unit, move to that row and spawn a Lyrian Arbalist in your hand. So we should be able to play Meve here. Meve moves up there. We get a Lyrian Arbalist, which means we can destroy one and destroy two water hags. The problem with that is that destroying these water hags when they're still in this row does not solve any issues because we need to remove this rain here. So I think we need to do a slinger and just see what happens. Wait, what? Oh! Okay, yeah, that's exactly what we need. Alright, so now we need to destroy you. So then we don't have rain in either one of these rows and Meve can just do her thing. So we go right on this turn, Meve goes here. We gain a Arbalist, we destroy. I mean, does Meve come back into her hand when she's in the same row as a water hag? Is that why she was going into her hand for? Or was it because she was in a row that had torrential rain in it? I'm not really sure. But I think we... Oh, right, we have to end our turn here. So now we do this, I think, and worst comes to... Or does it just doesn't let us play there. Okay. Oh. Okay, we might need to move you in here then. We might need to move you in here then. Okay, we might still not quite have this perfectly, but let's see. You get moved. Then we're both going to take damage. So eventually this does destroy everything. Destroy a water hag. Add a stray slinger to card to Meve's hand. So we just need to make sure we have enough cards to continue playing long enough for Meve to actually make it through. So I think this still works. Or do we need to stall once again? So this dies quickly enough. Add stray slinger. We don't want to move you yet. We need you to stay here long enough that you die. What happens if we play Meve?
For Lyria and Rivia, for the north.
We do get another Lyrian Arbalist. Okay, I think that works. I think that does work. We do that. Now Meve should be able to move. We gain more cards so we can continue doing this. We use the Arbalist to destroy you. And then... because we can't move you. So we do this. I think we have to, right? There's no alternative. My concern is... okay, just wanted to make sure that Meve was still able to take that last turn. That was ridiculous. That was so ridiculous. I mean, it was fun on one hand because it was so ridiculous. On the other hand, there was no way of knowing that that was the way to solve that problem without doing just extensive trial and error, because almost all of the effects on the cards were not explained, and including several of the things you needed to know to win. Fortunately, we did figure it out. But I can imagine there being a lot of people who did not realize that you could do that, because there's nothing telling you that you can. And therefore, they would have it a very tough time. Either that or just not... I mean, you would have no way of knowing that that was even possible if you did not experiment with that, or just look it up yourself. So that was pretty crazy. I liked it, but it was pretty crazy. Okay, so that was all there was in that area over there. It was just resources, basically, right? We got some wood and some additional gold, but no cards or anything like that. So, yes, we can still go back here for more resources or exchanging resources in a way, if that is of interest to us. I think it was a similar story here. And fortunately, we can come back to either of those things. There are fast travel spots close to them in both cases, so those are options we can continue to hold on to. I don't know what to expect out of these guys. I mean, it looks like this way is blocked. The way is shut. You cannot get out. But, so maybe this is just finding a way to break through this? At the same time, so that would be relatively innocent. At the same time, I feel like I can't trust them. I'm hesitant to trust these people. And I'm not sure if that's well-founded or not.
For no visible reason, the Lyrian column came to a halt. Meve stood in her stirrups in a bid to see the cause. Something had blocked the way, it seemed. Something large. A tree felled by a storm, or an abandoned wagon, the Queen thought. Neither was true. A boulder huge as a barn lay in their path. Footmen had slung ropes around it, planted their feet, and now sought to pull it aside. It did not budge an inch.
Okay. So yes, a huge boulder. That's what it looked like, something along those lines.
Perhaps I could assist you.
Meve turned in her saddle on hearing the voice. Several travelers in faded robes warily crept from the trees.
Yeah.
A young woman with long, light-colored hair led the way.
You don't much resemble a rock troll.
Said the Queen, eyeing the slender stranger skeptically.
But go on, do try.
The fair-haired lass crouched beside
You know she's
the
gonna
stone,
succeed.
closed her eyes, and began to whisper.
She a mage?
Tugged at their reins. A hound howled in the distance. And then, the boulder rolled to the side like an apple across the deck of a boat rocked by seas.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty suspicious, right? That sounds pretty suspicious to me.
Who are you? Do tell.
A druid.
Came her calm
Druids,
response.
okay.
This stone. It stood in our circle.
The woman silently turned toward the wood. Meve followed her gaze, and among the trees saw other large stones, cracked and scorched.
Okay. I'm a little less concerned to hear druid relative to, I don't know, mage might be worse, or sorcerer. Just because druid, I at least assume that they are, you know, faithful to nature, or, you know, that this specific wood, I mean, if this specific set of woods cursed, and very well maybe, in which case maybe these druids are not to be trusted after all. But I kind of thought this was going to be oh, I can move it for a price. And then they're going to, you know, we're basically going to have to sell our soul to these people, which made me not so keen to trust them.
What happened here?
We refused the Nilfgaardians' aid,
Answered the druid.
so they raised our shrines. Though, perhaps it's a blessing.
A blessing? How so?
A darkness fell upon Angren a time past, and it grows.
The forest turns savage, its creatures drunk on blood. Folk have come to worship other cruel gods. It's time we abandoned this land forsaken and went south, to Kedmerkvid.
I don't... That name does not mean anything to me. I don't know where that is. Or if that's... I mean, south in general is where the Nilfgaardians came from. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this place. May join us if you wish. Safe travels to you and your friends. Do we trust them? Do we trust them? Because my first impression was very much a hard no. However, they claim that the Nilfgaardians were mean to them, which the enemy of my enemy is my friend. To a certain extent, you can make the case that's reason to trust them at least a little bit. They are clearly, at the very least, powerful. That's potentially both a good thing and a bad thing, where they could help us clear similar obstacles or face other difficult challenges in the coming encounters. However, they could also choose to betray us and be very capable of causing a lot of harm because they are clearly fairly powerful. I mean, we recently learned that everyone on our team is a spy, right? So, that's, on one hand, that would suggest that maybe we shouldn't trust anyone else that we don't absolutely need to rely on. Shouldn't be tempting fate like that. On the other hand, maybe this is just that. It's a test. And it was supposed to shake our confidence that we had these people that we thought were on our team, but in truth were perhaps a little bit more kind to the Nilfgaardians than we would have liked. And now this is our little our check to see. All right, well, does that mean that you have just completely grown to distrust any and everyone, or can you still bring it upon yourself to allow these people to join you? Obviously, telling them to go is a safe thing. Telling them to join us is the high-risk, high-reward thing. I really don't want to, but I'm also curious. Normally, I would say no way, but I guess we'll be adventurous. This is probably going to backfire absolutely horribly.
Our path leads south too, though not as far,
said the Queen.
Do join us. Given the times, there's safety in numbers.
The druids agreed.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
They walked at the rear of the column, muttering prayers, their faces concealed beneath hoods.
Yup. They look really creepy. And the whole concealing their faces thing doesn't help. Okay, that might be a huge problem. This might be their circle of stones that they were referring to. Alright, so I guess we will find out. I don't know how long from now as whether that was a good idea or an absolutely atrocious idea. At the very least, it might be somewhat similar to some of the previous encounters we've had, in Hawkham in particular, where we basically just need to be careful. In some other encounters, we need to make sure that we do things that our allies would approve of. Because in previous occasions, that would mean that our allies might choose to abandon our team, such as what happened with Rayla. On this occasion, it might mean that they could get mad at us and kill half of our team. I would rather that not happen. So, I really don't know, but I obviously something is going to happen. It gave us the little quill and scroll, so you know once we did that it's not like that was just some tiny little decision. So I'm curious but apprehensive about what's going to come of that. But with that being said, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up here. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to be doing some more Thronebreaker in the future. But as I was saying, want to take it a little bit easy here as I was saying before, Thronebreaker is oftentimes the straw that breaks the camel's back when it comes to recording a bunch of videos and blowing up my voice. So just don't want to rush back into it too much. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll catch you next time.